So sorry about that. Another criteria is leveraging. So that refers to the sponsorship refers to the action taken to escalate its impact and to increase the overall value of the sponsorship. The most effective campaigns combine the sponsorship and events that activate them with additional advertising, such as direct marketing, PR, and merchandising. And most companies spend $1 to $3. $1 to $3. Most companies spend $1 to $3 per dollar spent on the sponsorship fee itself in leverage or activation. Yet in 2009, IEG reported an average leverage spend ratio of 1 to 4, thanks in large part to challenging economic conditions. So when it comes to leveraging and activating, in order for that part to be successful, companies must engage in promotion of the event prior to the actual event date. And effective sponsorships require careful and strategic planning. In a recent poll conducted by Turnkey Sports and Entertainment in conjunction with the Sports Business Journal, 24% of the 1,100 senior-level sports industry executives surveyed indicated that the most attractive element for sponsors when negotiating new deals was more activation options, making it an even more popular response than lower fees. Companies can activate a sponsorship in a number of different ways. An example of this is Pepsi enlisted a marketing firm to help with their activation of the 2013 Grammy Awards, which included a number of different tactics. One way that Papa John's leveraged their sponsorship with the NFL was to create an activation point during the 2014 Super Bowl in one of the most heavily trafficked areas of the city by sponsoring Super Bowl Boulevard in Times Square, giving away 50,000 slices of pizza to hungry football fans. The next criteria is company commitment. Sponsorships are typically ineffective without a long-term commitment. Successfully creating a link between the sponsor and the event takes time, several years in some cases. Companies sometimes make the mistake of pulling the sponsorship if they do not see an immediate return on investments. The sponsorship should be a company-wide effort, and support is essential from the entire organization, including the staff. And you need to commit for the right reasons. This is another criteria. Organizations cannot afford to make the mistake of committing sponsorship dollars to a property simply because the company president or CEO is a fan of that particular entertainer, sport, or event. So it really needs to make sense for the company, not just for the CEO. The next criteria is communication. Communication between the sponsor and the sponsee, which is like the event provider, entertainer, or property, is essential for success. A clear understanding must be in place of what is included and what is not included in any sponsorship agreement to eliminate false expectations. The next criteria is fan or consumer connection. A connection should take place between the fans, which are the consumers, and the sponsor without the feeling of products or services being advertised, so the fans feel the sponsors are adding a value to the event. Successful sponsorships can effectively communicate the message that the sponsors are adding value to the event. So this is why you frequently would hear statements like the one posted on the Toronto Scream Literary Festival. The literary festival would not be possible without the kind and generous support of our private and public sponsors, and we thank them all immensely. Sponsorships do present certain risks. The first risk is it is difficult to measure your return on investments. That's why earlier we had stated that sometimes people pull out of a sponsorship too fast, so you want that long-term commitment. There is a potential as an impulse purchase internally by an executive as a result of fandom influencing the decisions. So again, we talked about making commitment for the right reason. The third is ineffective results despite forecasting that might suggest otherwise. According to the Sports Business Journal, nearly 25% of NBA fans incorrectly identified Visa as the league sponsors last season, while less than 16% correctly identified American Express as the league's official credit card. And that's probably because Visa is for football, not for basketball. The fourth reason is that there is clutter in the sponsorship space because sponsorships are becoming more and more popular. That can clutter it up. The next one is the potential, I'm on the wrong thing, is an emergence of social media overshadowing sponsor awareness and fan connection. An example of this is according to Sarah Wood in an interview with Bloomberg.com, co-founder of Unruly, which tracks videos online and helps companies get their content watched and shared. Producing an ad that goes viral can be worth more than a sponsorship. Of the top 11 most shared soccer ads online during the 2014 World Cup, only 6 were FIFA sponsors. And, so that was that one. That I talked about. The last one is the potential of being ambushed by non-sponsoring companies, and that kind of had to deal with number 5, the emergence of social media overshadowing awareness and fan connection. And that is it for notes today. Where's my mouse?